Welcome back. Today I thought about discussing values for today's artist blog. Don't worry, this is not a moral science class. As for values, I mean values pertaining to art, drawing, and painting. And we're going to have a short discussion about that. Why I thought that this was important, because this is one of the concepts that I struggled with when I started painting. As for my drawing, I was trained by accomplished artists, so I had somebody to guide me through. But as far painting is concerned, acrylic and oil painting, I was predominantly self-taught. I referred through lots of books, blogs, lots of YouTube channels I'm subscribed to learn how to use these kind of painting mediums. So, and each time, everywhere in all of these references, there was several references to the term values, and I struggled to understand what values are. So I thought, let's dedicate today's blog to values and share my experience, my knowledge about values with you. So what we are doing today is that we are going to there's a time lapse of this particular drawing, which is basically something that I teach in my very first class of beginners oil paintings. It's some kind of a still life of a fruit, and I use just a monochromatic tone using raw umber and black and white to create this painting. This is more like an underpainting, and by this I explain values to my students, and I'll do the same in today's vlog. Thank you for watching and subscribing. Keep watching because there's more to come, and keep subscribing so that you keep track of what's going on and what's coming up. You will find all the links to my social media presence, website, and everything else in the video description. Hello, welcome back. Here I am creating an underpainting using a monochromatic palette. I'm just using raw umber, black, white with some liquid as medium to create an underpainting. And while I'm doing that, let's discuss values. What is a value? A value is the lightness or darkness of a color or hue. In a painting, value changes can be achieved by adding either white or black to the chosen color. Now, why is it so important? Since we see objects and understand objects because of how dark or light they are, value is incredibly important to painting. Our eyes are more sensitive to the values than they are to the colors. Now, let me tell you how I use values. I break it down to 4 components: a shadow, the darkest areas of the painting, farthest from the light, behind our objects; a cast shadow, which is a shadow cast by an object or figure in a painting. It is not completely blocked off the light, so we have a fairly lighter tone. However, it is a little brighter than the shadow or the darkest darks. And then comes the mid-tone. This is the tone or the hue or the value that we commonly find in most of the painting in most areas. It gets divided into various shades by using the similar color to define depth and light. And by using the right values and all of these components, we can create depth or the perception of shapes and objects and texture and form in our painting. And finally, the last component is highlights, which is the area that faces the light source, where exactly the light bounces off the surface of the object. It can further have some really light and almost white in reflective areas. Those are called the hot spots. How to perfect your values? Now, values are hard to perfect. So best thing to do is start off the way I am working here, with an underpainting done either in a monochrome using just one color, and then lightening and darkening it and creating all the different shades and values and depths using different shades of the same color depending on using, whether you're using black or white. It will be light or dark, and that perfects my depth and accuracy of the painting, and it also helps in color matching later. Once I have the underpainting ready, like I would have at the end of this video, and it is so much easier to just glaze some colors over it and get the right shades. And definitely for a beginners, it's a great help because you're not struggling with color matching. You're just getting your depths right, and once that is right, everything else is just, an aftermath or effect. Well, I hope that is useful. Have a great day.